we're listening for bats at the moment to see if there's any here. Bats echolocate, they shout very high-pitched sounds. The best way of thinking about it is at night when it's dark, we use a torch of light. So to light our way, they use a torch of sound, if you like. So they shout out these high-pitched sounds, which either go off into the distance, never hit anything, or some of them will hit an object like a tree or a wall, or ideally an insect, which is what they're using the sound for. And that will create an echo. The sound will bounce back to the bat's ears, which it'll be listening for. It's got its own particular frequency. Each bat has its default frequency, if you like, or they can change it. And we are listening for those sounds. Now the Bat Detector, or we should really give it its proper name, it's an ultrasound detector, detects ultrasound. So it picks up all sorts of things. So that, keys, if you can get that, but you get all sorts of noise which is above the human hearing range normally. But what we're really listening to is I've got it tuned in at 45 kilohertz at the moment, so that we're listening for the most common British bat, which is the common pipistrelle, which really is found all over the country, but particularly Greater Manchester. We've got loads and loads of bat roosts across Greater Manchester as a whole, where pipistrelles live, and so we've got the Bat Detector tuned in for those. And what it's actually doing is transferring the sounds down from something ultrasonic to something within the human hearing range, so that we can listen to the sounds that they make. We can hear what they're doing, we can understand when they're feeding, when they're flying faster, when they're slowing down, when they're twisting and turning in their normal fluttery flight, and we can tell whether they're commuting, so moving from one site to another, and when they're foraging, catching insects. So really quite a useful tool. The sounds that they make are different to each species of bat. So the common pipistrelle echolocates at 45 kilohertz. The soprano has got a higher voice, it echolocates at 55 kilohertz. And then you've got other bats which are around about 45, but they sound different. So there's different mechanisms that we can employ to determine, well, what species have we got. And as well as doing the bat walk this evening, I have an interest because we're doing a survey as a bat group of Greater Manchester as a whole. We want to understand what bats are here, but particularly within the town centres and city centre in Manchester. So the records that we collect tonight are really quite interesting. Even if we don't get many records, that's still very important because it shows where bats aren't using as well as where they are using. So we can put more energy into either improving those bits where they aren't, or where there are no bats rather, or trying to enhance those areas where there are bats.